Hello, everyone. Oh, well, that's probably going to be a new bit. Welcome to Crowdfunding Countdown. We're going to take a look at every single board game campaign finishing up in the next week. And I think we might have some good games this week. I don't know. We have some on GameFound this week, which generally makes me think maybe they might be good. I don't know. We get some larger titles. I'm sure nothing will be great, and we'll all have a horrible time. But you know what? We'll be having a horrible time together. However, I have been getting some comments of people saying, listen, there's a hook right above your head. I don't want to look at it this whole time. I think it's a piece of dirt. I'm getting lots of comments. So I'm going to fix that for you. I've been told that I need to hang something from it. How's that? Is it better? Oh, get that tripod out of the way. How unprofessional. I think that might be better. So... it's right above my head. Oh, it's going to be there the whole time. It's not. I thought it was going to be out of frame when I switched over to here, but it's going to be there the whole time. Let's get into the week. As always, huge shout out and thank you to all of my patrons. I really appreciate you. Thank you for supporting the channel. No new patrons this week, but if you want to get a personalized shout out, well, you can sign up for Patreon. Why would you? I don't know. I try to alienate anyone who's close to me because I know I don't deserve nice things. That's why I also don't buy myself board games. But hey, if you want to support the channel and continue it moving forward and make me feel guilty for when I only put out 2 videos a week, you can. And I'm probably going to do 2 videos a week for the rest of the summer because that would be a lot less stressful for me. So that's probably what I'm going to do. I have a whole unrehearsed play to figure out. But we're going to check out the week. We're starting with Tekken. I wanted to look at this Celestial Rain. Oh, I need to get the $1 pre-pledges up to go through that list to check. I know there's at least one this week. Something called Age of Bitcoin is not doing the $1. I don't know. Oh, should I have done Tekken last week? Is Tekken finishing Tuesday? I think it is. We're going to start with Tekken, the board game, the fighting tabletop game that brings the dynamic tactical experience of the Tekken series to your table. Step into the fight as one of the iconic characters, strategize on various stages, claim victory in the King of the Iron Fist tournament. Bunch of Tekken fans out there are backing this. The real thing is, will they have minis with bread heads on them? I don't know. Okay, oh, this is from Go On Board. That's why people are jumping onto it. They're the people who did The Witcher. They did that Cyberpunk one. I guess they're just gobbling up IPs and spitting them out. Let's see if this is any good. We get the Devil Kazuya character, the Azazel solo boss, 3 stages, Devil Jin character with the wings, up to 8 players gameplay. So those are the bonuses. That's seems like pretty decent bonuses for backing. Go On Board or Goon Board, if you're nasty like me. I do think that their stretch goals provide value if you're interested in the game. Now that, to be clear, I think the stretch goals are quite good when we're talking about the death of crowdfunding and of a bad crowdfunding deal. They're going to give you value with these additional minis and stuff. But that's just because they're also ratcheting up the price. Like, no world are people going to pay friggin' €32 for this on the secondary market. But I think that's what it's also held as. They do charge that, or somewhat that, if you look at The Witcher as an example. Core game's going to give you 8 minis, 8 player boards. Tournament expansion is going to give you 1 mini. Cool. The exclusive box is going to give you 1 character and 1 boss. Okay, Jin, Kazuya, King, Paul, Jack 8, Yoshimitsu, Asuka, and Nina. Those are pretty good characters, I guess. Like, you have to have Jin, and you have to have Jin with the wings, and you have to have Kazuya, because that's his dad, I think, or whoever he's fighting. And then they're just going to bundle in all of these additional characters and packs if you want a character for everyone. Sure, but what are these characters going to give you other than the figures? That's what we're going to find out. We're going to see how much depth these characters really bring you, or if it's another Marvel United situation. Because it seems every character will have this own little board, which is going to give them a unique ability and then a unique deck of punching and kicking. But how unique is it really? Because it seems like everybody's deck has a lot of punching and kicking, right? It's just the character boards that are different and the minis that are different. You could probably get the character boards from other people as well. Special attack cards, rage cards, solo cards. The stages are just different maps, so different orientations of where there are key points on the board. Push your opponents into the crack stones to increase the board size and do more damage. Cool, I guess there's some variability here with these different stages. It'll give you some variability. A free box full of exclusive content available for GameFound. That will be revealed secretly. Well, you get one big boss. That's a pretty cool mini. We get Devil Kazuya and a stage and another stage and another stage. Currently, that's what you get. I don't know why this tournament stage advances it to 8 players when you also have, oh, they give you a little bracket board. Yeah, you want a tournament mode? Well, guess what? You have 8 characters in the base game, and this is a little, you can go to printmybrackets.com, printyourbrackets.com, and print out a little bracket for yourself. Oh, that's so fun. Oh, wait, sorry. You have league mode, which is a bunch of other different brackets. Oh, and that's it. That's it. You get one character. They're like, but this is a tournament mode. Oh, and you get... Oh, that's so bad. We're going to go to how to play yet? We're going to go to how to play. Manage your challenger through their individual deck. Play attack cards to move, hit, and push your rivals into a convenient spot. Remember, every decision matters, so you move and hit. Yep, that's kind of what I expected this game to be. Predict and counterattack. Choose one of 3 areas to attack. High, mid, or low. This is like Universus. Let your rival try to predict what area you're striking and see if you manage to stay a step ahead of them. Okay, so pretty boring, pretty basic. Can you counterattack? You're paying attention to the composition of your opponent's deck and what they've played and what they haven't played. So I guess there's an interesting, the only thing that could be interesting there is like, hey, I know you've played all your mid hits, so now I can play top and bottom. Maybe that's interesting. I think it's a big barrel of who cares. Analyze your rival's moves to predict the attack zone they're going for. Yeah, okay, that's what I just said. If you're successful, punish them. Hit your opponent with a strong counterattack they can't dodge. So it's just like, oh, the last card I get, I don't get to play if they've defended successfully against it. Okay, and so at least you get to see what is going to combo into it. So if you only have one combo, then you're just going to protect against that combo. That's, I guess, a little bit more exciting, but also the counterattack system makes it so it's always optimal to just block the combo. And if there's only one combo, get in heat. I don't know if you know if that means what you think it means. To prevent your rival from interrupting you, land hit after hit for strategic victory. For straight to victory, you can activate your unique rage move to even your chances or max out your rival and accomplish a spectacular triumph. These are just, who cares? Yeah, this seems really bad. At least you can play it on Board Game Arena. That's great. I hope people are playing this on Board Game Arena so that they realize that it's a very basic game. My worry, if you're playing on a Board Game Arena, you're probably like, oh yeah, this is quick, this is snappy. Yeah, because you're playing it as a video game. But are you going to pull out the characters, and is it going to be as satisfying when you engage with the cards? I don't think so. I think this looks really bad. Do you have even a rule book? Probably not. Like, you've explained it all. Now we just get pictures of the minis. Cool. Yeah, it's great that the minis are big, for sure. We like big minis. You want big minis for it to feel good. And then there's shipping. Shipping fees, starter set, core set, 17. To US is 18, Canada 21. Yeah. So it'd be like 140, 150 bucks Canadian for me after currency conversion. And then they're really going the way of Awakened Realms with their example of, hey, we're going to put it in a big cardboard box. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. It's going to be safe. And you know how we're going to show you that it's going to be safe? There's going to be a lot of cardboard. It's going to be in a big cardboard box. It's going to be special just for you. Yeah, this seems really bad. Like, as far as very simple card battling game goes, it seems like it lacks so much depth, which might be good for if you're a big Tekken fan. I think the only bonus part about this game is, well, that they give you a starter set. You could just do a 2-player, which I think the core set is reasonably priced for the minis that you will get and the add-ons that you will get. After it's 131 Canadian, then it's going to be $150 Canadian for me. But if you really like the Tekken system, if you really like Tekken as a video game, and you wanted to have the minis, and you wanted to have this as like a part of your collection, I think that's who this is for. I think if you're a board gamer, run away. I think this is going to be played once or twice, and you're going to not care about it whatsoever after that. And to purchase an all-in because all the characters are different and you want the variability, when you could just like print out what their basic changes of the rules are, their decks are going to be mildly different. The differences are going to be the same differences as Marvel United characters. This is just an overproduced nutso job. But I love that they give you the option for a starter set. I think that's awesome. If you just wanted a two-player little version and to wet your teeth, to wet your whistle, I think that's really cool. Great that they're doing that, because the expansions only give you the characters and no additional. Oh no, it does give you a stage board. So what are you getting in a starter set that you couldn't be getting with an expansion? Oh, I guess you're getting the health bars or the additional little stuff. Just these and just a couple tokens. I don't know. If this is €29 for 2 characters and this is €36 for 4 characters, I imagine just getting a gameplay expansion and then proxying the things that you don't have would probably be okay. Anyway, I don't think this game looks good at all. I think it looks really bad, and I don't understand anybody who would get it. I think I would be bored out of my mind, and I think the combo system seems like a big barrel of who cares. Same with the counteract system. But if you're interested, hey, check it out. The finish is Tuesday at 4 p.m. Should have included it in last week's episode because certainly wouldn't have been the pick for anyone. Next up, we got this. I just like checking in on these little things. This is 71 backers, so average people have paid $100 Canadian for this little pulse check. We check in on our cars and our health. Why not our relationships? Because it's better to not speak about those whatsoever and let them slowly degrade until they're beyond saving. Get closer, be curious, take care of the people you love. It's like, hey, how do we become friends? Should we actually have a conversation once in a while to remain friends? Should we, talk about anything that's going on in our lives to remain friends? No, that seems odd to do. Oh, okay. What are these cards? Rooted in faith. What are you doing when you feel most alive? Certainly not looking at this game. I don't understand who these games are for. Like, you could find these questions on Pinterest and on the internet. You don't need a deck of cards to be like, hey, it's time to check in. When did you last feel creative? I don't care. I don't care about these questions because I didn't come up with them. Because a card game is asking them and they're not actually coming from my own sense of interest. I don't care at all. I care about what you care about. I care about things that excite you. You need one question. What's exciting in your life that's not work? Or what's exciting at work? How about you just start with that? There you go. Free $99. Okay, we're moving along to this, which I'm actively excited about. We have Voyage and Fliptown New Frontier, 2 new Flip and Write titles from the team that brought you Fliptown. I thought Fliptown looked great, and I think it has held over time. I think people have enjoyed Fliptown, and I am excited to see what these new Flip and Writes bring to the table. Yeah, it's the same system, just new mini games. What a great video. Succinct, to the point. Gives you a huge grasp on what the games are, tells you that it's a standalone expansion as well. I'm just over the moon with this video. I think it is so clear, and it's very exciting. Plus, good prices on this, $29, $27. That feels pretty reasonable. We'll have to check out shipping. But yeah, it's the same gameplay as Fliptown, essentially. It's just in a different package. You're going to flip over 3 cards. You're going to use one of them to move around the map, and then you're going to use the other ones based upon their suit to assign to the 4 minigames. Yeah, you pick the suit, and then you pick the action of the suit. So if you use a 10 and a 4, you could pick diamonds, and then use a 10 and diamonds, but you've only used the 2 to move. I think it's probably good. I think Fliptown has been well received. I don't see why this shouldn't be well received in terms of this as a second edition. And then Flip, I don't even need to download the rulebook, but that they have it on the page, baby. Let's take a little look. And then boom, many have asked how Voyage is different from Fliptown. There's certainly some shared DNA. Both games play quite differently. There's a new theme, new art, new resources, new sections, map exploration, and movement. Create a unique puzzle every time. Less luck-based, more deterministic and strategic play. Cool. Overall cleaner iconography. Yeah. Fliptown was phenomenal. Flip Voyage is even better. Yeah, of course, because it's the second go around. That's great. It seems like they've taken the stuff that they've learned and they've applied it to a new setting. And then we have Fliptown New Frontier, which is a full box expansion of Fliptown. So there's 4 different new sections and a bunch of new concepts. Double barrel mode. Each time you get a bonus on one board, it'll ricochet you to the other board to take that bonus. You're basically just playing 2 games at once. Play your cards right and you can ping from board to board in a cascade of bonus actions. Oh, okay, maybe not. Oh, okay, so it's just whatever bonuses you get, you can't use on the main board. You use it on the second board. And so that's why you can ricochet back and forth. But it's like, oh, if you get a bonus here, you could ricochet if you were set up to get all your bonuses. But you're going to get them either way, right? As rolling rights go or flipping rights go, you get those bonuses naturally. It's just that you can't use them on the specific board is how I'm interpreting this. But I like that. I think that's really neat. And it's a cool concept to keep you bouncing around, or you can just have it as its own board. Oh, cool. And you're just like tracing lines and navigating. So the larger number means you can like sweep by and pick up points and avoid damage. But damage is placed, so if you need to be a little bit more efficient and you don't have the movement necessary to go around it, you might want to go through it. Cool. I like that. Yeah, and this is all about points. This game doesn't come with a poker deck, but you could just use any poker deck if you were getting this without it. Cool. And you can play it as single barrel mode. So you could get this just as Fliptown. I think if you're looking for just something solid, if you don't have Fliptown, you should just get Flip Voyage. For sure, it's the new version. Getting this one is probably not going to be the best experience because it's the third one, but it's just meant to add and they wanted to bill it. They're probably trying to do two things with this one. So my bet is that Flip Voyage is going to be a little bit more streamlined and interesting. And you can get it as a print and play. Come on. They did that before too. You can get a box version or you can get it as a print and play. For those of you who are cheap like me, who just want to play the game, they're offering it as a print and play, even with having such a well-known game now with Fliptown that's been boxed everywhere, and you can get the new Frontier as a print and play too, which you might want to do if you have the base game. 326 people are taking advantage of both of these as print and plays for $8. That's so good. And then we have 27 bucks, 29 bucks, it's 40 bucks Canadian, 52, 72 if you want to get them all together. Right, so what's shipping? Add-ons, I'm sure you can just add on Fliptown. Yep. Shipping to Canada is 20 bucks, right? Shipping to the US is 12, or both games, or everything. Okay. So shipping to the US is pretty decent. 12 bucks. It's not bad. For Canada, it's $20. So for me, it's like 60, 65 to get this one flip and right game. But that's why I love that the print and play version exists and that they're giving away the print and play version. Well, they're not giving it away, but they're selling it for a very reasonable price. I think that's awesome. I think it's really awesome. I think what a great campaign. This is for sure going to be the pick for someone. It's either going to be me or you, but like a lovely way to start off the week. I think Flip Voyage looks streamlined. I think Fliptown looks like it's going to give you things and more to already expand your game, just like expansions should. I think it's awesome. Great choices. That finishes Wednesday, August 20th at 9 a.m. Oh man, how delightful. It's going to be hard fighting that, I'll tell you. There's going to be some stinkers coming up. But man, just so friggin' delightful. We've got this. We've got a print at home game, another print to play game. So let's see. It's not POTUS, but Metus. A highly condensed grand strategy game for 1 to 2 players. Second edition adds tons of new content to the original. Okay, I'm most interested in this 2-player mode. It's a competitive print to play game. Each fully realized for solo or 2-player. Solo, you play as a crumbling state fending off a fast-spreading insurrection. 2-player dual mode advisors who each spend influence in different ways. Draft actions, bid for initiative, outmaneuver your opponents in battle of wits. So you're not facing off against each other? Okay, areas, regions. You're going to be placing influence on areas. Okay, if you have influence, an army can't be dropped there, but armies can be dropped in other places in your region. Okay, so there are 6 actions that you can take, and you'll activate one action, your opponent will activate the other action, and this is like dropping things down. Okay, so it's just a little area control game. There's 6 different actions. You can build up your influence in different regions. You're vying for control of the most regions and get the most points. That's easy. Yeah, this is not well expressed as to what it is, but I think it could be okay. Yeah, here are the advisors, the heart of me. They're just actions. Just call them actions, you know? Place influence down, place influence down. Like, don't pump it up and like this is the greatest strategic thing of the entire world. You're going to shuffle your advisors. There's going to be different actions you can take every game. Okay, and then scoring advances player on different metrics, each of them being a zero-sum tug-of-war. When you gain, your opponent loses. Sure, I mean, it's $6, right? It's an area control game for $6, which has tug-of-war for the scoring. You have 4 different things in which you are pulling back and forth, and you have sort of 4 tug-of-wars that you're trying to balance. If you're interested, check it out. Finish Wednesday, August 20th at 10:57 a.m. Looks fine. Looks, nothing offensive about it. Certainly doesn't get me as excited as the elegance of Voyage or Fliptown, but yeah, it could be okay. Yeah, check it out if you want. Let's move on to Age of Bitcoin. Diversify investments, but only Bitcoin outpaces the relentless tide of inflation. I can't possibly think, like, this must be a launch boom $1 pre-pledge, right? But apparently not. They just really love Bitcoin. Just with a name called Age of Bitcoin, you'd think it was a scam just to like capitalize on people liking Bitcoin. I don't know. Let's check it out. Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. From White Elephants, a Singapore agency helping Asian board game creators bring their projects to life on Kickstarter. Sure, I really want to be excited and surprised by this. I've got my fingers crossed. It's one of these videos. Just gonna show me stuff and not tell me anything about the game. Great, love it. Look at all these components. There are a bunch of bits that are going to be moving around. Doesn't that excite you? I guess people do these style of videos because they don't want to worry about multi-languages, but like it's in English, so you might as well do the video in English, right? Okay, this is going to be annoying to figure out, I'm sure. Please note, Singapore dollar is not US dollar. Don't forget, it's cheaper. Singapore dollar is better than the Canadian dollar. The inside of every box cover will now be printed with Bitcoin white paper. I don't know what that means. Core pledge, deluxe pledge, 62 US versus 75 US. You get wooden tokens and you get acrylic. What's an additional $18 for me? Depends how many wooden bits I get, but I feel like the retail would be fine. Okay, cool. They had an early bird where you could get Satoshi Nakamoto, but now you have to pay $6 for him. I never liked that as somebody who looks at things only in the last week, but well, it's better than a $1 pre-pledge, so it's fine. We see the lowering of standards. Age of Bitcoin is a dynamic economy board game where players assume the role of astute investors from diverse backgrounds vying to become the wealthiest individuals in the world. To achieve this goal, players must strategically allocate their capital across various assets, including Bitcoin, gold, and other dynamic investments represented by investment cards. However, simply acquiring assets is not enough. Players must build trust in their chosen investments. A lack of sufficient trust will prevent further accumulation of an asset. Okay, and a dwindling trust might even force a panic sell. So you have to just, like, trust also could be like research, you know? You're researching, you're believing that your investment will pay off. Beyond the competition with fellow players, you'll also contend with an ever-present and growing adversary, the inflation. Oh, inflation. My worst nemesis, relentlessly eroding wealth as the world turns. Embark on a thrilling journey into a highly volatile market. Capitalize on real-time price fluctuations driven by player actions. Okay, I like that in markets. As the undisputed wealthiest player after 5 rounds. Great. Buy or sell Bitcoin. Adjust the asset price based around you buying or selling. That makes sense. Buy or sell investment cards. Building combos. Great. I guess there are some combos that will happen because there's a symbol and a symbol. The man goes to work in a man spot. Learning to gain trust. Something we could all learn. Look out for the bubble crash if you have too much. We'll smash things down. Mike Laser. Leon Husk. Definitely not Elon Musk. Warrant Profit. I think you go with the cardboard one. Who cares? Gold tokens, Bitcoin, ground marker, acrylic tokens, block tokens. Well, I guess you get a lot of wood. Give me the English rulebook. Yeah. Yes, please. Yeah, I certainly don't want to spend 50 minutes watching that. So maybe I can spend 20 reading. Disclaimer. This is not financial advice. That's funny. Okay, Bitcoin Trust, Gold Trust. As you build it up, that will show the amount that you can buy. Yeah, cool. This looks really well thought out so far. I love this part of the rulebook that as you're flipping through, you can see, okay, we're still in setup, we're trusting that. It's like a little mini dividers or you know, those tapey things that you put onto the side. You want to have the most wealth points. Okay, here's what you can do in the game. Grab a learning card. Head over to the learning board, get yourself a new knowledge. Cool. Play the Bitcoin market. Buy and sell as much Bitcoin as you want. Play the gold market. Buy and sell gold. Invest in assets. Pick up or sell a single investment card. Add Bitcoin miner. Install a new Bitcoin mining machine on your player board. Take a break. When you're done making moves for the round, you can just rest and wait for everybody else. Okay. So you'll keep on doing actions, one action at a time. Okay, interesting. FOMO is an indicator representing the interest of people all around the world in investing into each asset. The more FOMO, the more people invest in an asset. Once FOMO is at the highest, it crashes. Penalties will be applied to all players. So you want to drive it up, and if you see that FOMO is getting high, you want to get out of there. Like anything. If there's too much FOMO, get out. Yeah, I just love this. Take one action at a time. Yep. Oh, when all players except one have taken the rest action, the remaining player may take the last 2 actions. Following these actions, you must also rest. Cool. So if everybody's resting and you want to do a ton left in your turn, you can't. I think that will create an interesting dynamic. I hope that comes into play. Okay, so learning basically gives you knowledge about the thing. You can get asset trust, which gives you more access to purchasing different investment cards. Cool. Yeah. Oh, cool. If the last token is taken from the Bitcoin board, it immediately increases by 2 steps, and then 6 new Bitcoin are added. So Bitcoin's always going up. Yeah. If the gold is crashing, you just have to pay additional money to sell gold. So you just lose out on, just moves the needle down. You get less for your assets, which makes sense. I'm not quite sure what the investment cards do. Okay, so there were a couple things that I wasn't happy in terms of what's been covered, but for the most part, decent rulebook. I wanted to know what these combos do on investment cards. I don't think that was covered for me. This makes more sense now, which asset trust you're going to invest in. Okay, maybe let's check out the investment card section again, if that's going to tell me. Tell me. Yeah, it's not telling me the benefits of these investment cards, which is a bit frustrating. So that's a little bit of this is just the investment. I just read the investment card section again. But otherwise, yeah, it's a pretty simple game of buying and selling. It actually doesn't seem that complicated. What's shipping like? Canada, oof, 38.49. Oh no. These are again our Singapore dollars, right? Yeah, but so it's worth, oh god. So even if I'm getting this, it's gonna be like $140 for me, potentially. Yikes. Oh, but if we get 120 orders or more, 28 to 35 right now. We have 26 backers, so not gonna happen. Yeah, big shipping. Now I gotta wait for this to reload. US 25 to 32 duo or a group. I mean, the group then is the way to go, right? 70 to 91 for a group for 4 copies. So if you wanted, you could get into it on a group buy, 25 for shipping, let's say, on average. So it makes it a little bit less. You really want to try to do a group buy for this. Still be about $110. I think the production quality looks really great. I think the flow of the game also seems fun, of just buying and selling stuff. I don't know how thrilled I am because I don't know what these extra investment. I was expecting the investment cards to have a little bit more far-reaching implications of like matching these symbols together. Oh, I think it just says it on the card. So it's like, if you have this, you're going to get a victory point. So I think it's just like comboing with the other cards. That's fine, sure. I think you're just buying and selling stuff on the market. That's it. You're buying and selling Bitcoin and against each other, and it's going to do exactly what it says it's going to do. The main draw should be that buying and selling flow, and it doesn't look like there is a lot more to it. But I think what it does, it's going to do pretty well. So if you're interested in one of those games, you can get it, or one of those style of games. Check it out. The finish is August 20th. At 11 a.m. Moving along. Wow, this has raised a lot. Okay, let's get back into it. Next up, we've got Dungeon Box. Oh, this has raised so much. It can't possibly be good. Dungeon Box takes your friends and you on an adventure where you make progress by creating and voting on your party's actions. Yeah, it does sound fun. Okay, let's see what it's like. Maybe just a funny card game, or maybe I was just burned by that weird dungeon tryouts from last year. Oh, this is just Jackbox Party Pack. I think I saw this before. It's just like an app. It's not a board game. It's an app. It's a digital game, and I'm fairly certain that Jackbox has this exact game coming out very soon. So sorry, Dungeon Box. If I wanted to just plug prompts into an AI generator, which is what this is, I would just do that on my own. Okay, great. Easy enough. Let's check out this one. The Magician's Last Secret playing cards. When the final curtain falls and the crowd fades into silence, only one last secret remains. A puzzle only the curious may solve. I like tricks. I still don't know what this is. Is it like an escape room style thing? Is it a puzzle? I think this is just playing cards. Oh no, there's a puzzle in there. Okay. I think there is some sort of puzzle, but I don't think it's going to be that much of a puzzle. It looks like it's a literal jigsaw puzzle. Because we're magicians ourselves, we understand the balance between performance and storytelling. That's why it includes a standard face, perfectly suited for magic performances. No, you know what's perfectly suited for magic performances? Not spending $20 on a deck of cards when you can get a huge brick from Costco that you're going through it. Keith Brown, the famous Keith Brown, who helps me out with WSBG streaming, that's what he does. He's a real magician. You saved $2 here. Yeah, I don't have much faith that this is anything other than good marketing and pretty foil cards. Doesn't seem like there's a huge puzzle here, but you know, if you want it, check it out. That's Thursday, August 21st at 1 p.m. Moving along to this one, Valiant Wars, Call to Arms. Valiant Wars, Call to Arms is a follow-up press your luck deck builder. Expand alone with new champions and expansions. Sure, just throw a bunch of buzzwords in there and see what we get. Press your luck deck building game. Each round, everyone plays their cards simultaneously from the top of their deck, competing to have the most power. Whoever has the most power wins the location and gets them one step closer to victory. But if no player wins before the Valiant Throne comes up, then players play one last round in a winner-take-all battle. Okay, beware, draw 2 Dark Omens and you lose everything for the round. Use the gold you draw to purchase new champions to bolster your deck. Okay, cool. So there is a reason why you should stop. You start with a bunch of Dark Omens in your deck. Dark Omens will also give you gold as well to purchase things. Quacks-esque, I suppose, because you start with Dark Omens and then you're adding extra things to the deck. Sure, I could get on board with this. 43 for the normal game or 90 for everything. 43, 60 bucks. Nobody's getting that. 90, 124 bucks. People are diving right in. Interesting. Is that it? That's all you're gonna, that's it. I'm gonna assume that's the whole game. It reminds me of Quacks a little bit. Doesn't have a rulebook on the page, so shame on you. I think you should just get Quacks of Quedlinburg. I think drawing the tokens from and the deluxe edition, Quacks. Drawing the tokens from the bag is probably more fun than flipping cards, but I don't know. Yeah, but I see nothing wrong with it. It'll all depend on how the characters feel when they pop out, if they give you extra stuff. I think the simplicity of Quacks is still going to be better than adding in these random cards, but not a horrible system. That finishes Thursday, August 21st at 1:02 p.m. Oh, and speaking of horrible systems, we now have the Teburu dungeon, sword and sorcery. It's an adaptation of the beloved fantasy game. Oh, how have you raised so much? No, don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, you need to know. You need to go back and watch the video of my games recap in May to hear me talk about the bad karmas, or look for the death match from last month, which is games that I hate. All competed against each other. One of them was going to be redeemed, but where I go on another rant. So I've just recently filmed that, and I've been on that rant. That'll be out this week at some point. Don't invest in the Teburu system. Don't do it. Don't fall for this. This is a bad system. Bad Karmas was awful. I can only assume that Sword and Sorcery is going to be equally awful, and I have yet to look at it. I'm going to look at it, and we're going to see if it can be adapted to the system, but the system is so bad. The technology sucks. It doesn't deliver on the experience that it's going to put forward that it will deliver to you to do. It was one of the worst gaming experiences of my life. Really, it's awful. It is awful, and don't think maybe this time it will be better. It won't. It won't. Just take your licks, move on, please. Okay, God, let's see what they're putting forward. Co-op dungeon crawler. I don't think they're going to be able to do this. It's so boring. You think like it's going to evolve and things are going to move up, but it's just a friggin' map with these little circles, and then moving around on this map is so annoying. You have to press OK on the app every single time. It doesn't even do the thing that it says it will do, which is recognize what is under it. It's not like it's an evolving map. It's not like it's going to come to life. You're going to have to set up this map, and then you're going to have to it's going to be so slow. Oh my God, it's going to be so bad. See, you can see the app being like, now place this down, now place this down. You're going to have to pause. You're going to find that every single time. It's not going to tell you what sort of attacks it's going to do. The dice combat is so basic. It's not fun. I know they're putting it forward that this is a good app and you're not going to have bookkeeping, but it's going to suck. And you're not going to be keeping track of things that are happening. It's the same friggin' system as their bad karmas. I can already see it. And I just need you to stay away. I need you to stay away. Like, I desperately need you to stay away. It's going to be bad. It's going to be very bad. Teburu is not the future of board games. It does not seamlessly integrate the physical and the digital world. It is not exciting gameplay. It does not keep players... You know, it does keep players focused on the board, because then you're looking at the app and say, hey, did I do that right? Okay, yeah. Oh, I have to turn this mini. Okay, yeah. And there are all these so many stupid little prompts. It's so bad. It's so bad, and it's not going to deliver. I just can't. Setup is not going to be a breeze because you're going to still have to sort out all these tiles. They don't give you the physical components that are satisfying to interact with either. The voiceover was bad. The story wasn't fun. It was not even an exciting soundtrack. Oh, I just see this and I just want to die. All these random cards that feel the exact same. It's not good. And they're going to charge you 220 euros for this. 362. And the Teburu hardware is not included. So if you want to get the Teburu hardware, you're going to need to go with something. Teburu hardware not included. It's not included in any of them. How much is it? 164 extra dollars, so 100 extra euro. This is not good. I can't warn you enough. Please don't back this. Please, if you are seeing somebody who is backing this, tell them, reach out to them. They're not okay. They need your help. I want to save you from a poor experience. I need to save you from a poor experience. That is the only way that playing that game will have been worth it for me, is that if I can save you down the line. Oh man, it's bad. This is triggering. This is triggering in an emotional way. It finishes on the 21st at 2 p.m. So you have until that time to find your friends and save them from themselves. Don't do it. Let's move on to Townspire. Build your medieval town. You can't do it. You can't do it. Please trust me on this. If you've never trusted me on anything before, trust me on this. I'm using my one card to say, trust me on this. Let me save you money. And I'm not, you know what? I'm not even going to ask for a percentage. You don't even have to pay me 10% of the But here's the thing. If you do get the Teburu system against my better judgment, against your better judgment, and don't heed my words, play it. If you hate it and you think it sucks, you owe me the value of a Teburu system. You sell it and you send me the money and you write me an apology letter and you say, Chris, you were right. I will listen to you next time. Anyone who cancels, yeah, you don't have to pay me. But if you do get it, when you hate it, you sell it and you send me the money, because I need you to know that you need to put that on the line. Because make that deal with yourself right now, because you need to know that you're going to love it, right? Don't lose the money. Know that the money's gone either way. You're not going to get it back. You're not even going to be able to sell it because nobody's going to want to buy it. So you're going to have to pay double. Are you willing to pay double for something that you're going to hate? Because you think you know better and you think you're going to like it. You're not. You're absolutely not. Make that deal with me. Make that bet and save yourself. Or just don't get it at all and then you save yourself double the money. Okay, we're moving on. That exhausted me beyond all recognition. We're moving on to Townspire. Build your medieval town in a unique print and play game. Yeah, let's relax with a little print and play game. Man, I just hope I can save you from yourselves. Don't let the sunk cost fallacy of having a Teburu system already make you buy that as well. Don't do it. George, don't do it. All right, what are we doing? We're rolling dice, we're drawing buildings. A simple game of drawing different shapes on a map based around the dice that you roll, trying to get the most points. Yeah, I think what you see is what you get. A single sheet game, printing at home. Oh, you don't roll dice, you use action cards. That makes a lot more sense. Or you can use the app. Sweet. Each turn you draw a building of your choice on the map in the location specified. Next, you perform the additional actions from the card. And at the end, you place some threats on there. So you have to balance what you're placing, where the threats are going to go, balancing that out. Complete 2 random goals within 10 turns to score a certain amount of points. Yeah, seems great. I think this person always ends up doing some pretty great print and play games, and this seems like a pretty great one as well. The finish is Thursday, August 21st at 5 p.m. Moving along, we've got Chonker Party, Team Play, and Drunken Chonker. It's a fast-paced trick-taking party game. I wasn't expecting this to be trick-taking. I was just expecting it to be a funny card game. And my eyes are sore today. Too much looking at you. Team Play. Work together in teams to outsmart your opponents. Drunken Chonker. An After Dark edition for some tipsy game night. Which one will you play first? But it's a drinking game. Well, yes, this seems like it's gonna be horrible. Only 5 minutes to learn. Okay, let's learn it in 5 minutes. Win tricks by playing suit cards. Pay attention, not all suit cards are worth points at the end of the game. Deal 6 cards. On your turn, you can play cards in the following order. You can play action cards, then you play suit card to end your turn. If you match the suit of the first card played, you become the leader. The leader, or the last player to matches. That's not a trick-taking game. That's just a friggin' crazy eights, but you're just playing it in order. The Munchies Master can't or won't play, so you're just playing the card that you have the most of, and you hope that you can continue to play it. This sucks. This is awful. There's nothing of any merit here, and it honestly shouldn't exist. That finishes on the 21st at 6 p.m. All right, let's move on to Land vs. Sea, Uncharted expansion, custom meeples. I have a review for Land vs. Sea. I think it's just fine. I don't think it warrants an expansion. I don't really think it warrants existing because there are other better tile laying games. I think it's fine. I immediately got rid of the copy that I was sent because I don't really care. Oh, but it's nice to see Devon. So at least there's that. It's Land versus Sea. The problem with Land versus Sea is that it's just so easy to make it harder to build a giant thing. I guess that's the way to do it, is you have to like wrap around and be doing one thing and another thing and then let them meet in the middle. And then adding in all the different like variants is somewhat interesting, but it didn't make it interesting enough to keep. So what are you adding? Now on explore Uncharted Lands. There's more ways to explore, yeah. New starting tiles, who cares? New special tiles, who cares? New 3 scoring variant, probably who cares? Yeah. I think they're gonna add in new tiles. This is a good time to, maybe I'll put it at the end. I'll put it at the end too. If you're on Instagram, myself and my friend Jade, who I'm doing some shows with. We've been friends for a very long time. We're trying to get on the Amazing Race Canada. Yes, I know I also want to be on Survivor, but I'm going to use me winning the Amazing Race Canada to get on Survivor. It's a 2-step plan here, people. So go follow Chris and Jade Chase the Race at Instagram. Okay. My issue with Land vs. Sea basically boiled down to it's such a back and forth game, and you score points only for completing whatever you have, that it's easy to take something that someone has and make it so they have to put 2 pieces down. And when they put 1 piece down, you can then put another piece down that makes it so they have to put 2 pieces down to close it. And you continue on and on and on until it becomes impossible for them to close it. And it just, that sort of style of gameplay doesn't really interest me. It's a cheap enough game. I would never want to pay $45 for it total. And they add in these different scoring conditions as well, which make it a lot more interesting of like, hey, if you're building mountain ranges or coral ranges, but it always ties into like, if you're putting something down for the sea, it usually benefits the sea player. And I think that's just makes it so you have to deny instead of playing your own game and moving forward for points. So I'm not a huge fan of it, but there is an expansion which is going to add more stuff. I don't think the more stuff will give enough complications or interest to move this game up in anyone's esteem. This was a flash in the pan style game, and I think it continues to be so. But if you're interested, the finish is Friday, August 22nd at 12 a.m. Next up, we're moving along. We've got Exoterra, which is the giant mech campaign you've been waiting for. Oh no, they did the $1 pre-pledge, so actually nobody's been waiting for it. The only people who have been waiting for it are those who are engaging in sunk cost fallacy. And why get another campaign game when you have so many already, and you could pick one that doesn't engage in over-the-top FOMO marketing. Okay, we're moving on to Chaos Sphere, Etonak Vanguard. Etonak Vanguard is a co-op or solo strategy game where you take command of a ship and travel through various sectors, upgrading your gear before facing powerful enemies. Challenging and highly replayable, Etonak Vanguard draws inspiration from roguelike mechanics to deliver fast-paced tactical progression full of surprises. The new game from Franz Kudurk. Way to go, Franz. 1 to 2 players. Okay. So probably 1 player. You'll get an exclusive scenario. How to play. You chase down an enemy ship across 3 hostile sectors to recover an apocalyptic artifact. Every game follows a push your luck loop, combining strategy, resource management, and risk-taking. Draw exploration cards 1 by 1. Each card has to be resolved before revealing. Decide if you continue to explore or retreat to a spaceport. That makes sense. But leaving a sector means abandoning it forever. So any of the exploration cards that you've drawn, you cannot interact with. Then you fight. You use shield, energy slots, and missiles. Every attempt is resolved using a deck of 12 cards with a 33% chance of failure. So you go through the sector 3 times, and then you face the final boss. Hopefully that you've purchased enough new weapons and new mercenaries so that you're ready to face the final boss. Sure, 4 player ships with distinct play styles, so each ship has something different. Going through the sector cards, drawing them one after another. I kind of appreciate when they break down in individual videos for the campaign page. Everything, I would appreciate it more if there was a rulebook on the page, but I get the sense of it. €25, 41 Canadian. That's actually not bad. What's shipping like? Oh, there's a rulebook. Download the rulebook. Okay, great. Thank you. €67. €. Shipping, nice. For core gameplay to France, 9 to 10 to the EU, and then 15 to 17 for Canada. So not great for Canada. $80 potentially. If your ship is ever destroyed, it's always a failure. Okay. The ship selection will give you just different shields, different capacity, different cockpit size. When the deck is empty, shuffle it and place it face down again. So you're just guaranteed to have failures. I don't know if I like that as much. I'd like a way, maybe there are items that can get you to reshuffle things. That would be the fix to that. For each symbol that's up here, you get to draw for one attempt. So you can do multiple things. It's not like an all succeed or all failure. You just see the consequences of what happens when you do draw failure. So it kind of gets into this push your luck style. I see what they're saying. Cool. And so each one of your ships will have this sort of outlined actions that you will do, and then the outlined actions that the other ship will do, and you'll resolve them in order in terms of like, it fires a shot, it destroys this, it generates shields, and you kind of just map that out and resolve it in an order. Yeah, I think it could be okay. I think depending on shipping to the North America is not as great. The base game doesn't get the stretch goals, which is a little annoying. Like that's the whole point of stretch goals, is that they're supposed to be stretch goals, right? They're supposed to not cost the backers anything. But they're like, no, you can get the stretch goals if you buy them. But I understand them wanting to offer a cheaper tier, so sure. Yeah, I think this one looks okay. A fine okay. I'm not really a solo player. I don't think this would be fun as a co-op game. I think it's definitely a solo game that they just decided to add a 2-player count on to make it more enticing to sell. But if you're interested, the finish is on the 22nd at 3:30 p.m. We're going to move on to Doomguard, the Supers versus Kaloopers board game. Earth's superheroes and villains must unite to defeat eldritch horrors in this action-packed cooperative game. I like that as a theme. That sounds fun. So it's just Marvel United, but a better Marvel United. Perhaps Marvel United meets Death May Die. I think it's going to be better than Marvel United because it's Marvel United meets Cthulhu Death May Die. You have your hero or your villain, which essentially doesn't matter. Like I like the theme of like good people and bad people are teaming up to fight Cthulhu, but does it really matter? Is it going to translate thematically? No. It's just random superheroes, super people against evil people, you know? I like that there are these little scenarios that you have to solve. That makes it a little bit more of a dynamic experience, it seems. You're going to roll dice, which I like more than the card-driven gameplay of Marvel United. And I like that you can get so much corruption on yourself or on locations that they flip. Yeah, love this. Rulebook right near the top. That's great. I'm intrigued by this. You know, I thought it was just going to be a little bit of a rip-off of the two games, and I think it still is, but it might work as its own unique thing, and it might actually be the game that's like, yeah, I took the structure of this Marvel United run around to different locations and fight things, and then made it a bit more interesting, because you make it dice-driven. Yeah, each landmark has a different ability. Locations have the abilities you can activate. The Doom will spit out things, spawn minions. You have to go through these different phases. I do like that phase 1, phase 2 will evolve. But again, that's very Cthulhu Death May Die. It's just Cthulhu Death May Die merged with Marvel United in a different scenario. How much are you? Ooh, 140, no. What's the base game though? 60. 60 for the base game, 83 Canadian, and then shipping is going to make it to be 100. Yeah, 17 to Canada. Oh no, 35 for the board game. Oof, so it's even more. It's like 120 for this. Yuck. I don't know. I think it looks fine. I'm not that actively excited about it, even though I think it takes positives from both and melds them together. I am not that excited by those positives. I would rather give Cthulhu Death May Die a little bit more of a chance, because I think having an more open board feels more interesting. I don't know, if you like those two games that I said, then that's all I've really said about this game, which I realize. Then I check it out. I like that the scenarios seem specific. That might take away from the replayability in terms of the phases. I don't think so, because you're going to be spouting out different monsters, and you have to deal with different monsters in different ways. I like the dice rolling aspect the most. Yeah, if you're interested, check it out. The finish is Friday, August 22nd at 9 p.m. We're going to move on. What? This is why it was 781% funded, because it had a funding of 1. Nope, not really covering this either. With 4 backers, no updates, no comments. Oh, but we will cover this. We have Under Our Sun, the 2nd edition and miniature expansion. This campaign not only brings the long-awaited enemy miniatures, the updated base game 2nd edition, the upgrade kit, and all previously released expansions, delivery approximately November 2025, but will also feature the first content pack consisting of a bunch of exciting new missions and new items, delivery approximately Q1, Q2 2026. Sure, I remember Under Our Sun from way back when. I should go check out what Chris of the Past said about it. Yeah, it was episode 130. Episode 130. Well, the same one as Roth. Same as Little Artie. Go back and check out that episode. It was a pretty decent in depth, I thought. Chris of the Past is now reminded Chris of the future. You can get a lot of minis, though. 27 detailed minis, which, just judging by the campaign right now, well, they're doing about the same numbers as they did the last time. They did about 100,000 when I was looking at it. They're doing about 100,000 now. I was just looking up in my Discord. People were asking about Under Our Sun. Someone said that the errata was mainly refining some wording, apparently. I own it and played one scenario. It was pretty fun. Felt sort of like a mix of Nemesis and an open world scenario. Said the extra content probably isn't needed for me since I only played it once as another person. But I do want those extra minis since I have the minis from the first go. So there's a ton of minis here that you can really get. I can see that Nemesis comparison. I was comparing it to Dead of Winter in my last breakdown. The main reason being there's just a bunch of action points, a bunch of different ways that you can go. But I think Nemesis might be a better comparison because of unlocking and exploring what the tiles are that you're moving on to. Feels more like the exploration of the ship rather than a known entity of Dead of Winter. So I think Nemesis is a better comparison for sure. Imagine that, somebody who played the game versus somebody who was theorizing about the game. Probably play the game a little bit. Might get a little bit. Yeah, co-op or semi-co-op experience, uncovering the wasteland one tile at a time, crafting for resources and weapons. Yeah, there might be a trader within the group. Choose on a bunch of different missions as you try to go out into the wasteland, accomplish tasks, and come back. Well, that's kind of a fun breakdown of the of this not loading properly. It looks like it's Fog of War. That's kind of fun. Yeah, I think if you were interested in this the first time around and you didn't get it, now that it's coming around again, shows that they've delivered. It shows that they're still around. Perhaps you can get a little bit more faith in the production. Shipping is going to be 12 to 20 euro, which is cheaper than what they estimated in the previous one for the core pledge of, I think that's just the minis, I guess. 19 to 26. I think that was about the same for Canada. So it seems like the estimates were accurate, maybe a little bit more accurate now. Just getting all the minis feels useless to me, but you know, what can you do? The second edition, it was 100 Canadian back then, back at episode 130. It's 110 Canadian now, so not too much of an uptick. And also that might just have to do with our dollar as I look into the different currencies. But yeah, this one is very action point centric. If you want a little bit more look under the hood of stuff, you can go back and look at episode 130 as well. So that finishes on the 23rd at 2 p.m. I think a solid choice. It doesn't blow me away, but I like the post-apocalyptic feel. I like the number of action points that you have. I think the scenarios will be fun of going out, getting attacked by raiders. You know, very standard stuff. Nothing too groundbreaking, but just comfortable, and sometimes comfortable is okay. That finishes again on the 23rd at 2 p.m. We're moving along. This hasn't funded yet, but it's probably gonna. This is Mogli Distribution, who distributes Queen Games stuff. And I find that, I don't know, but they make it cheaper than it ever was before. And I don't know how they do it. So if you wanted to get Merlin or a bunch of Queen Games stuff, you can always do that over here. Merlin has been a staple in Queen Games for a while. Oh yeah, see, it's not that much cheaper because they were plopping out all these Empire editions. But this is just a distribution company that distributes Queen Games titles, which have been around for eons. So I'll just leave it in the links. I think keep your eyes on Mogli because they just make Queen Games cheaper, which is important, or generally cheaper. I wanted to touch on this. This is the Ronin's Daughter. It hasn't raised a whole bunch, but it is a single-player role-playing game. Your father, the renowned Ronin, the Pale Wolf, has been missing for several months. You soon learn of his execution by the largest mercenary clan in feudal Japan, the Wandering Tigers. You must uncover the truth and avenge his death. So this is a solo role-playing game, and it kind of reminded me of the graphic novel adventures, the ones that Van Ryder games do, which I did a playthrough of one of them at once upon a time, and it was kind of fun. It was a fun little comic book adventure to go through. And so this is what gave me that vibe as well. It's weird that there's an adult-only version, adult-only hardcover. So is it going to be a naughty version? The Ronin's Daughter, or maybe it's just more realistic, and then this is It's really expensive though. Soft covers 45 Australian, 41. Like Van Ryder Games does this stuff. They don't tell you anything about it. This is nuts. Come on. Tell us something about it. This is just lazy. This is just friggin' lazy. But it reminded me of the Van Ryder graphic novel games, which, let's see, graphic novel. Yeah, Tears of a Goddess was one that I played. The graphic novel adventures, which are really cool. They're like choose your own adventure style games, but they have a little bit of a gamified element to it as well, depending upon the level of difficulty. I think these are really neat, good for kids as well. You can try a sample of Loup-Garou, that's sweet. And I had one of these that I did a playthrough of because they gave me one when I went to Origins, and I was like, that's cool. And I think they're really neat. So I think rather than doing the Ronin's Daughter, you should look into these graphic novel adventures. Seems way, way better than whatever this trash is. And then finally, we just have another little print and play. This is to finish us up. Growing Grounds, Cultivate Your Plant in the Island. A print and play, roll and write, relaxing game from seed to fruition. Watch your plant come to life. We ended with Vine last week, and we're ending with this one this week. See what's up here. Okay, great. You gonna actually tell me how to play, or just say you're gonna grow something? Chill, strategic roll and write, print and play game. Use your dice to grow stems, add leaves, bloom, flowers. On a bunch of different pathways, different mazes, you have to draw this line. At the start of each round, roll the dice. Take turns drafting from the shared pool of rolled dice. Choose one die to write its value in the daytime tracker. This helps pace the game. Use your remaining dice. Okay, so it's just a round tracker. Use your remaining dice to grow your plant by drawing stems and leaves on your board. Each die value determines the direction you can grow. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 is wild, probably. Alternatively, you can spend a die to gain energy instead, and you hit these different little pathways. As you grow, you can connect to insects for bonuses. Once a stem has the right number of leaves, you can grow a flower at its tip. The game ends when all the daytime tracker boxes are filled, then tally your score from flowers, goals, bonuses, to see how well your garden has grown. So just a little route planning game is essentially how it will play out. This could be anything. This could be a Metropolis game, but they've themed it as a growing flower game. And I love that new theming. But again, this could just be Railroad Inc. You know, you start at a spot, you have to keep on extending from those spots, drawing flowers, and it could be metro stations or whatever it is, you know? Yeah, but if you like print and plays, you can get the base game for $6 Canadian, right? Or you can get all of the maps for 11 Canadian. I don't know. I don't know if the model of these is like, hey, do we think people will ever play these, or are just going to make it look good enough so that people buy it and put it in their Steam library, like the print and play library, you know? That's kind of how I feel about print and plays. I wonder for you who purchase print and plays, this is a question for you. Do you actually print them out and play them? How many print and play games, if you regularly get print and plays? Because I know there are a lot of you out there, because I know a lot of you had said that you want me to keep covering print and play games, that you like it enough to say in the comments, please keep covering them, and that's the reason why I do. But how many of you like purchase these games and then never play them? Like, what's your backlog versus your normal shelf of shame? I'm curious. But yeah, so that's it for the week. Not a horrible week, not a good week. I don't know. Crowdfunding's dead, but we're still here. And next week will be episode 200. We will have done 200 of these, covering so many thousands of campaigns, literally thousands. But I think there will be a pick for me or a pick for you this week. Let's go through and remind ourselves what came before with a little crowdfunding grunt down. No, yeah, no, nope, meh. No, please, God, no. Yeah, disgusting. No, absolutely not. I think we skipped this one. Yeah, nah, no, and meh. Okay, so I'll do a pick for me. This week. The pick for me is going to be Flip Voyage. I think Flip Voyage seems cool. I think Flip Voyage seems elegant. Flip Voyage is the one that I would want to play the most out of this whole consort of games. And then the pick for you is going to be nothing. Again, nothing is a pick for you. I could pick something that seems fine, but why would I? There's no pick for you. Nothing here seems like something I could ever get on board with recommending. Actually, you know what the pick for you is? Find a Teburu system and burn it. That's what it is. That's what the pick for you is. Yeah, I think the only good thing of this week was Flip Voyage and Fliptown New Frontier, but specifically Flip Voyage, really. It was Flip Voyage itself. I think the elegance of it. I'm not convinced that Fliptown New Frontier will will do anything to add to your experience. I think it just might give a bigger experience. So like whatever. But yeah, I really think Flip Voyage looks nice. But other than that, not a lot here. But you know what is here? You're here. That thing's still here. I really should change the angle so that the angle of the camera so that can be more featured. So I hope everybody likes my new decorations. I think that's really going to help. I think it's really going to help out. There we go. Maybe that's a bit better. I don't know. I just hope everybody likes my new decorations. And I hope you have yourself a great day. My name is Chris George. I do not have a catchphrase. Unfortunately, I'm still working on one, but maybe episode 200 will be the big reveal. Yeah. Hope you have a great day. Oh yeah, and don't forget, go to Instagram and follow Chris and Jade Chase the Race. Chris and Jade Chase the Race. If you missed that as I was talking through, I think I was talking about it in Land vs. Sea. I'm trying to get on the Amazing Race Canada with my friend Jade. And we've written some really sweet bios about each other. And yeah, it'll be cute. We're going to try to recreate some Amazing Race challenges, just little things. This last week, man, Amazing Race Canada's budget has gone very downhill. Their last week, one of the challenges was do one single math problem and then fill up 2 bags. Okay, yeah, I think we would have been okay. I think we would have come out on top. It's so wild this season that there's one team, Jesse and Jonathan, they're just wrecking everybody. They've won almost every single leg, and they should have won the leg that they didn't win, but it was a stupid, leg structure that allowed one team to pass them. Otherwise, they've been unstoppable. It's been fantastic to watch. And that is exactly what I want Jade and I to do. We're going to win $10,000 every time. We're going to walk away with $350,000. Our only way to go splits on a partial rental property that maybe can help us get a house one time at some point in time. So help us out. We want to get on the race because, God, those challenges are so easy. They're all choreographing or acting or one single math challenge. There hasn't been a challenge out there which we would not have just wrecked, other than the one that's like, hey, find a needle in a haystack, which we probably wouldn't have been able to do and been eliminated, and I would cry so much. But yeah, we're going to wreck the race. We would have friggin' wrecked this season, and hopefully they don't give us a bunch of tough challenges next season. Hopefully we get on. So help us do that. We have a specific Instagram for it, Chris and Jade Chase the Race, because I think that one of the reasons why we didn't get on season 11 was because my Instagram, my personal Instagram, is insane, which is just my name, Chris CF George. You can see it's just me taking bad photos of people who are dead in the eyes and like they're holding a smile for a family photo for a very long time. And if you look at it out of context and you don't know that that's the brief, you might think it is that of a serial killer. But I swear it's just because I think it's funny. That's why the Room and Board Instagram is just all pictures that bounce off now, because that's how I like to engage in social media. Anarchy! Anyway, what a great succinct intro, right? We all stuck around for it. If you're stuck around, it's because you're my besties. You're my real people, and I appreciate you hanging out. And yeah, so go to that Instagram and follow it, and you'll see fun little videos. Our audition video from last year was so good. So we'll try to hopefully make a good one this year. Okay, I'll see you later. We'll both see you later. Spoiler alert, that's Jade.